Imagine this. It's the year 2000. A struggling startup walks into the headquarters of a video rental empire worth billions. They offer to sell their company for just $50 million. The executives laughed them out of the room. That startup, Netflix, the empire, Blockbuster. Little did those executives know that laughter would echo through history as the sound of their own downfall. Blockbuster Video burst onto the scene in 1985. Founded by David Cook in Dallas, Texas, it started as a single store renting VHS tapes. Cook's innovation was a computerized inventory system that tracked customer preferences and stock levels efficiently. The company caught fire when entrepreneur Wayne Huizenga bought it in 1987 for $18 million. Huizenga, fresh from building waste management into a giant, applied aggressive expansion tactics. By 1989, Blockbuster had 1,000 stores across the U.S. The 1990s were Blockbuster's golden era. In 1994, media conglomerate Viacom acquired it for $8.4 billion. Commed up everywhere, offering the latest movies and games. Customers flocked to the bright blue and yellow signs, renting videos for family nights. Meanwhile, in 1997, Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph founded Netflix in Scotts Valley, California. The spark, a $40 late fee. Hastings paid to Blockbuster for Apollo 13, frustrated by penalties that made up 16% of Blockbuster's revenue, $800 million. In 2000 alone, they envisioned a better way. Netflix launched as a DVD mail service in 1998. For a flat fee, customers ordered online, received discs in red envelopes, and returned them postage paid. No due dates, no late fees. It was a direct shot at Blockbuster's pain points. The economic context fueled both. Dot-com boom of the late 1990s pumped money into tech startups. Home entertainment boomed with DVD adoption, rising from 5% of U.S. households in 1999 to 25% by 2002. But physical stores dominated, with Blockbuster controlling 40% of the rental market. Blockbuster's ascent seemed unstoppable. By 2004, it boasted 9,094 stores worldwide, employed 84,300 people, and generated $5.9 billion in revenue. Late fees and in-store impulse buys like candy and popcorn drove profits. It was a cultural icon, synonymous with movie nights. Netflix, however, grew quietly but steadily. By 1999, it introduced the unlimited subscription model. Rent as many DVDs as you want, one at a time, for $15.95 a month. Subscribers hit 300,000 by 2000. Desperate for capital, Netflix approached Blockbuster in 2000 with that $50 million buyout offer. Blockbuster CEO John Antioco dismissed it. Netflix was seen as a niche player, not a threat to Blockbuster's brick-and-mortar kingdom. Undeterred, Netflix went public in 2002 at $15 per share. It reached 1 million subscribers in 2003. Innovations like personalized recommendations via the CineMatch algorithm kept users hooked, analyzing rental patterns to suggest films. By 2005, Netflix had 4.2 million subscribers. Revenue climbed to $682 million. Blockbuster, sensing pressure, launched its own mail service in 2004 called Blockbuster Online, later rebranded Total Access. It allowed online orders with in-store returns, blending physical and digital. Under Antioco, Total Access exploded. By 2007, it had 3 million subscribers, briefly surpassing Netflix's growth rate. Blockbuster stock, however, had already tumbled 75% from 2002 peaks due to rising competition. Cracks appeared in Blockbuster's foundation. 2005, activist investor Carl Icahn bought a large stake and joined the board. He clashed with Antioco over strategy and compensation. Antioco pushed to eliminate late fees in 2005 to compete with Netflix, but it cost Blockbuster $200 million in revenue. Total Access was popular but expensive, losing money on shipping and inventory. The decisive blow came in 2007. A dispute over Antioco Espinas, capped at $7.5 million by the board despite strong performance, led to his ouster. Jim Keyes, former 7-Eleven CEO, took over. Keyes reversed course. He cut online investments, reinstated late fees, and focused on stores. He believed physical retail was eternal, famously saying, "Streaming was not going to happen in my lifetime." Meanwhile, Netflix pivoted boldly. In January 2007, it launched video streaming, starting with 1,000 films. It allowed instant watching on computers. Broadband penetration had reached 50% of U.S. households, making it viable. Netflix's subscribers grew to 7.5 million by year's end. Revenue hit $1.2 billion. Blockbuster's online efforts stalled under Keyes, missing the digital wave. The Great Recession of 2008 hammered Blockbuster. Its consumers cut discretionary spending, and debt from Viacom expansions weighed heavy, nearly $1 billion. Netflix thrived. Streaming expanded to devices like Xbox and Roku in 2008. By 2010, Netflix had 20 million subscribers, revenue of $2.2 billion. Blockbuster's missteps compounded. Keyes closed hundreds of stores and slashed marketing. Competition intensified from Redbox kiosks, offering $1 rentals. In 2009, Blockbuster's revenue dropped to $4.1 billion, a 30% decline from peak. Shares fell 91% from highs, delisted from the NYSE in 2010. The trigger: on September 23, 2010, Blockbuster filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Netflix, valued at over $10 billion by then, surged ahead. Its streaming library grew to 20,000 titles. The bankruptcy reshaped the industry. Dish Network bought Blockbuster's assets for $320 million in 2011. Closed most remaining stores by 2014. Only one independent Blockbuster survives in Bend, Oregon, a relic. Economic impact was stark. Blockbuster's fall led to 60,000 job losses. Suppliers and studios lost a major distribution channel. Physical video rentals plummeted 90% by 2015. Netflix emerged victorious. By 2011, it had 23 million subscribers, despite a brief setback from the Quickster pricing split, which caused an 800,000 subscriber drop. It rebounded, launching original content like House of Cards in 2013. Winners: Netflix investors' stock rose 574% from 2009 to 2014. Consumers gained convenience and variety. Losers: Blockbuster employees, franchisees, and shareholders who saw value evaporate. Lessons learned: adapt or die. Blockbuster ignored disruptive innovation, clinging to outdated models. Overconfidence in physical assets blinded it to digital shifts. Internal conflicts derailed strategy. Netflix's agility in embracing technology and customer needs proved decisive. In the end, Netflix didn't just survive, it conquered, turning a $50 million rejection into a $280 billion empire. Reflect on this. In business, the biggest threat isn't always the obvious rival. It's the one you laugh away.